everyone. Hey, it's Lori Alvarez. I'm live again with my market update. And since I had such a great, everyone was so excited about the other agent that I had on last week for Boise, Idaho, I believe it was. I thought I'd bring on another fantastic agent from, where are you, Valerie? Tell them.
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Tell them all about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Valerie Falkner. My team is called Group 4610, and we have been established in the Phoenix. Yeah, we love them.
Yeah.
Been here in the Phoenix metropolitan area for quite a few years. And we service the entire Phoenix metropolitan area. We also go up into Prescott, which is a little bit north of us. And then we have some great referral partners outside of the Phoenix metropolitan area that we work with as well. But we're deep in, I've born and raised in Phoenix, so I know I've lived in all sorts of areas across the city, know it like the back of my hand. And have been doing it for about 20 years.
Wow, you've been in the business for a long time. So this isn't your first shift in a real estate market, right?
This is not my first. No, there was a big one.
Pandemic, right? Maybe our first pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how new and different it can be each and every time, though, right? Yeah. Did not expect the pandemic to come around, and it definitely had a different effect on the market than, at least in Phoenix, that we anticipated or that we thought during those first few months.
Oh, excellent. So tell me a little bit about it. First off, is Arizona open for the pandemic? What's going on over there with all the COVID rules and regs?
Yeah, we are pretty open. We're pretty open. There's not a lot of restrictions as far as, getting out and about. There's no stay-at-home orders right now in place in Phoenix. Yeah. And real estate agents and real estate kind of in general was pegged as an essential service right off the bat. So we continue to show houses and, show buyers around and list houses at the beginning of the pandemic. And then we've been doing it this whole time. But right at, around March-ish, April, man, we fell off a cliff. Nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what was going on. Everything, sales collapsed. Everything kind of came to a screeching halt. Yeah. And it was just for a couple months, but yeah, it was an interesting, trying time during that time to try to figure out what was going to be going on.
Yeah. Well, you guys, so we're in business together. You are one of my referral partners because I just recently closed a transaction here in this area, and she relocated over to Arizona as well, closed on her house in December with your team.
Right.
And she just raved about how everything went out there and how fantastic you guys were. So
awesome. Thank you for that.
And she texts me these beautiful view pictures that you have. So, tell us a little bit really about what the market is doing now currently in Arizona.
Yeah, so after those first couple months when people didn't really know what was going on, buyers got back out there pretty quickly. And from there, with interest rates being as low as they came down, and they being as low as they've been, we have had just truly an explosion of buyers. As you mentioned, people coming over from California. That's our largest influx of folks coming from California there. But we also have, people coming in from Pennsylvania, Florida, due to weather issues and some other things, has been sort of moving out. So we get people from the East Coast and from the Northwest, and sellers sort of never really got back into it. They did. I mean, the market itself has been selling, but our inventory has really reduced quite a bit here. And with that, and then the increase in the demand from buyers, it's been an extreme seller's market here for about 6 months now.
So it's inventory. So that's interesting because it's the same thing as us over here then. We have such a lack of inventory and a high demand for properties that they're selling first weekend on market. And properties are just selling for way more than we are expecting them to sell.
Right. For. Yes. Yeah, that's happening here. And I say extreme. I hate to use big hyperbolic words, but it is. It's fairly extreme right now. I'll give you an example real quick. Gilbert is one of our cities in the Phoenix metropolitan area, and we currently have 83 houses as of today active
Wow.
on the
Yeah.
market. Normally there's over 200 active.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I have a listing there that went live last night. We
Yes.
have a short showing window here. There are about 50 or so agents trying to get in for showings, and I've already received 5 offers sight unseen
Oh
on the
my
house. And people are bidding it up and that sort of thing. So
yes.
and I can talk to you too. I know we've got buyers, you'll have sellers and then they'll turn into buyers that may be thinking about this area. And I have some advice for those folks too, because you can still get a house.
Yeah. See, that's the part that I think is so discouraging for buyers right now is right. They're like, oh, I don't want to get out there and buy a house because there isn't a house for me. And the
Right?
reality is when you partner with a fantastic agent like we are, right,
Yeah.
we can help them with that. So share what you've got. I'd love to hear.
Sure. And I want to just emphasize exactly what you said, because I think people sometimes don't understand the true value that having an experienced agent and an experienced team
Yes.
can help you in a market like this.
Yes.
So amongst my team, I've got about 20 agents in the area that constantly are having listings. So we market our listings to our internal team first before we tell anybody else about these listings.
Excellent.
And I'll
Yes.
tell you, probably 3 out of 5 of them are just scooped up by buyers that we already have. And, and we're making deals that way before it even goes on the market.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. And then, from there, amongst our brokerage, we do the share the listings as well. So before
Right.
anything has even gone on market, that's what we're doing. We're getting access to all these listings that no one else in the public has seen yet.
Love that.
So, and that's huge to gain that advantage. And then you need to have a strategy in place to get your offer seen. You need an agent who maybe knows a bunch of other agents in the area. So I can call someone up and say, hey, hey, Jen, like, really cool listing you got this time.
Yeah.
I have this awesome buyer, and let me tell you how strong they are. And you've worked with me before.
Yeah.
You know that my team is amazing. We'll make this easiest transaction you've had this year. So
Right.
let's talk about what we can do to make it good for your buyer my buyer and your seller.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that that's like huge, right? It's one of the things that you need that great rapport with the other brokers in town. So when a great listing comes on the market, you'll be like, you've worked with me before. So it's important that you have great working relationships with other agents, right? I mean,
For
that's what
sure. Oh
I've
my
seen.
gosh. And because we're getting a lot of offers, a lot of very strong offers, what
Yes.
does it for me, and that I advise my clients on, is I've worked with that lender before. I've worked with that agent before. I have a relationship with these people, or I've seen how they've worked. And so I know that they're going to get this thing closed.
Yeah.
And all of those moving pieces, those relationships, especially in these very, very tight markets, are incredibly important.
Yeah, I would agree with you 110% because that's what we're experiencing over here. So
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to the sight unseen offers, right?
Sure.
Because one of the things that I know that the realtor association that we're servicing, right? They reached out to us and they're like, you guys need to really protect yourself when buyers are buying these properties sight unseen, or they're not walking through them
Mhm.
because us agents are doing the hard work for them for
Right.
one reason or another, and they can't physically get into the property,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So what are you guys doing to help your sellers in that circumstance? And what are you advising to your sellers when you do get these sight unseen offers?
Yeah, that's a great question. For example, for the listing that I'm dealing with currently, that I'm working through, I always do my very best to make the house available first of all. So I would, top of mind is, I really don't necessarily want to accept any offers that my those buyers have not seen.
Right.
Again, it's COVID. I've got people coming in from out of state. Like, I get it.
Right.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that is what it is. So, we're making sure that we do really strong, I would call it virtual tour, but like a really strong walkthrough,
Yes.
video walk, like live video walkthrough, where
Yes.
I can with the buyer's agent, I want the buyer's agent to be there with me. I'm talking,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm listing the house, I want the
Yeah.
buyer agent to be with me, and I will answer questions. We'll walk through. I do point out, you know, things going on with the house. I want you to see this. I want you to be aware of it so that you see, you know, you've seen it. And then making sure that they have, we have our seller property disclosure called the SPUDs. I don't know what it's called over there, but same sort of thing.
Yeah.
And make sure they have that in place, and have reviewed it and asked any questions on it before they write an offer on it. We'll definitely look at those offers. But if I've got other strong offers for people that have walked through it, you know, it's hard. Those ones tend to fall down the pike just a little bit.
Yeah, I would say even with the seller that I was helping, that was moving to Arizona with you guys, we had someone from San Francisco that was wanting to write an offer and purchase her property, and we got multiple offers on it as well, right?
Mhm.
And the agent was like, "We're gonna send that offer, and, you know, we're gonna fly in the next day." And my seller, uh, she decided to work with a different offer. And it's pretty heart-wrenching for those people who are having to travel and, you know, they're like, "Oh, I really wanted this house," and the market's moving as quickly as it is, right?
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's part of the real estate market right now with our lack of inventory.
It is. It is. And, you know, that's why too, it's very important. I always do with my buyers. I do this obviously with my sellers, but with my buyers, we do a full consultation before we even like hit the road, do anything, because I need to set your expectations. Like you need to know, especially if you're coming in from out of state, you need to know that your offer, if we're doing sight unseen, you're going to have to make it a really excellent offer for
Yeah.
anyone to want to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Can you be here? Can we set up an Airbnb for you so you can start looking for a little bit? You know,
Yeah.
all these different things. I've got some folks coming in from New York that I straight up, I was like, listen, let's get you an Airbnb, and you're going to be there for a little while, so that
Yeah.
it's not so stressful, and we'll go out and look, and then you'll be able to make offers and see it as soon as it comes on the market.
Yeah, because the market is really moving that quickly right now. Are you seeing a lot of properties selling? And I know you said a little bit of this already. Are you seeing a lot of them selling before they even truly go on the MLS?
Well, yeah, that's what's so nuts. And especially as we're looking at this market info and the reports that come out and that sort of thing, because they really don't tell the whole picture.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can tell you that our listings are down, you know, our active listings are down about 60%. But that the piece of the story that's missing there is that all of these, there's a bunch of listings that are just being sold behind the scenes. And if you have those connections, you can have access to those, because our sales numbers are actually not down that much.
Right.
So it's an interesting sort of paradox there. But yes, a lot of that stuff happening behind the scenes that you don't even see reported in the MLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just having that conversation with one of my buyers. She was like, "How come this one's pending and I didn't ever see it come on?" And I'm like, "'Cause it sold before it even hit the MLS."
Yeah.
I mean, that it truly is that market. We're moving that swiftly right now with the lack of inventory. We are in the same place. For example, you know, Claremont right now, or I'll use San Dimas as a better example. San Dimas in 2008 had 111 properties for sale. San Dimas today has 20 for sale.
Like,
That's my world.
yeah. And there are more than 20 buyers out there.
So that's why we service a much bigger area, because we have just very tight inventory right now for us.
Right.
It's a very tight market. I mean, at least you have 83 to choose from.
I know it. And even then, I mean, yeah, I wasn't surprised, but I knew that we would have so many showings and agents. And I'm telling you, I'm heading over there actually to sort of monitor the showings, because I know there's going to be agents that people are going to show up without having made an appointment. I already am prepared for that. So I want to be over there and kind of monitor what's going on. And so, you know, from sellers perspective, obviously this is great news for them. You know, they're making a lot of money. The appraisals have been coming in fairly decent for us, you know, here still. And you know, one of the things I wanted to show you this real quick, because this just came out in the Phoenix or the Arizona Republic like about a week ago.
Love
So
it.
we can get it on there.
Okay. Yes.
Home prices not expected to fall, not for
Mhm.
2021. We don't
I'm
see it.
telling you, no, it ain't happening.
Yeah,
Everyone's like, the market's gonna crash. The market's gonna crash. We don't have inventory. That's just
no,
all there is to it. And if we have no inventory, it just means the market's going to increase because there is a demand for inventory.
right.
Everyone needs a home.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a home right now. Um,
Exactly. And with interest rates staying as low as they have been, and of course, we were talking about as we have a lot of people moving in from California and from other places, but business, you guys have amazing, I would have moved to California. But you guys have, amazing stuff going there too. There's a lot of draws to, these particular areas. And so that will not stop. Our cost of living is still very reasonable
yeah.
comparatively. So that will not stop. And until we can get a little bit of a headway on some of this buyer demand, those prices are going to just keep going up.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
So if there's one thing that you could leave with our people here, our viewers for Arizona real estate, what would be that one thing that you would want to share with them at this time? What
sure.
do you think is most important?
Most important is be prepared. Preparation. If you want to buy in this market, you have got to have a plan and a strategy in place before you just head on over and start thinking you're going to, start looking at homes.
Yeah.
We've got, a lot of listing agents right now are requiring the pre-qualification letters or proof of funds before they'll even allow you to schedule a showing. So you have to have all these pieces in place and a strategy in place. If you want to buy, you can, but we need to work on a strategy.
I love that. I love that. Valerie, tell everyone where they can find you. Go
Yes,
ahead.
absolutely. It's Valerie Falkner. I'm going to give you my direct phone number. Please text me or call me if you have questions, 602-799-7123. And I'm on Facebook at Valerie Falkner Betts. That is my Facebook. I'm mostly on Facebook. I hang out on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
catch
Yeah.
me over
Yeah.
there. Mhm.
Excellent. And be sure to tell her that you were connected because of Lori Alvarez, right?
Right.
So that way she knows that this was worth her time and energy. We were excited to share the information to move the real estate market forward here and there. Like you guys are all hearing this information, misinformation on all this news media, but these are two agents that are in the market, strong agents with a lot of experience who have longevity. I mean, I came in 2007, right? So I've only known a crashing market. So
Right. Right.
I still have the same intensity from back when I came in and the market started crashing, and I've been working the same, right? And
Absolutely. Right.
the market is just doing what it needs to do. You need to have a great, strong agent that can help you out so that you can, as you said, I love how you put it, have a great strategy in place to achieve your real estate move. I love that.
Absolutely.
Valerie, please be sure to go back and put your information in the comments so that way if anyone wants to reach out to you, they can, because I'm positive they will, because your guys' team is amazing. I know I've worked with you guys a couple of times over the last
Mhm.
couple of years.
Yeah.
And your team lead sent me this awesome book. If
I
you
know
haven't
it.
read it yet,
It's awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
We
it
all got
showed
that
up
one.
in
I know
my
it's awesome.
mailbox the other day. Right?
Cool.
And I know that that's because he knows you guys are more than average. You guys
That's
rock
right.
and roll over there.
Well, thank
Thank
you. And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, Valerie. Thank you so much. So that was Valerie over in Arizona. I love her. Great energy. She was so excited to share the market over there. And as you all know, our market over here, what's going on over the last 7 days, right? So we have coming soon on the market right now in the last 7 days. Claremont has 3 new coming soon listings. What does coming soon mean to you? Right? Look, guys, this is what it means. It means that it's going on the market. No further information, no showings at this time. Just here's this property getting prepared for the market so that you can see it with your great agent when you're ready. So Claremont has 3 in the last 7 days, and Laverne has 2 new properties coming on the market in the last 7 days. And then Upland looks to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new properties that just hit the market in the last 7 days. And I must say, I just closed on our property in Claremont. We bought a real estate investment piece over in Claremont, and we're so excited because it'll be available for rent next month for you all. And that's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. You want to know more about it, go to our website. It's there for you, right? Which is lorialvarez.net, of course. And let's see what we've got that's active on the market right now. New listings. Wow, we got a total of 41 new listings that have come on the market in the last 7 days. Now, where are those properties? So it looks like Claremont's coming in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new properties, almost one a day, just a little more than one a day in Claremont, California. 8 new properties. Glendora is ringing in at 8 new properties in Glendora as well. Wow, 8 seems to be the number right now. But 8 new properties in Glendora. Oh, which I just saw a great townhouse just hit the market on Parkview Terrace, 1,536 square feet. Looks fantastic for a real estate investment because you get a lot of square footage, great neighborhood, great schools, and then turn around and rent that property out. And you'll get an amazing interest rate right now, should you be financing, of course. And then Laverne has 3 new properties, only 3. Gosh, Laverne and San Dimas are so tight right now. 3 new properties that came on the market in Laverne in the last 7 days. And then San Dimas is hitting in at 5 new properties that just hit the market in the last 7 days. And Upland, Upland has double digits always. Has 16 new properties that just hit the market in the last 7 days. Wow, I'm just telling you, the market is super, super busy. And we've got 51 that have closed in the last 7 days. 51 properties that have closed in the last 7 days. Hey, there's mine right there, 830 Endicott. That's our newest listing, right? That one closed, and we have a total of 4. What? Oh no, Claremont has a lot more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new properties closed in the last 7 days in Claremont. Right? Glendora is bringing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 new properties closed in the last 7 days. My assistant's out of town, so he usually has these numbers for me already totaled. So you're getting real live in the moment. And Laverne is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 total properties in Laverne closed in the last 7 days. I'm telling you, Laverne and San Dimas, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. San Dimas only brings us 9 closed properties. And then, of course, Upland in the double digits, as always. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh my goodness, it still goes. 17, 18. 18 new properties have closed in the last 7 days. I am just crazy how different every market is. I share this information with you because you've got to understand that every market is not the same. Every real estate market is not the same. And yet it's very busy. And as Valerie said, her information, she just posted it in the comments. Thank you, Valerie. You're so awesome. Valerie said, right, you need a great strategy. We have a few new listings that are coming live. I personally have my new listing here. My new listing coming live in San Dimas. Nevin, reconnect, please, the cord. Our new listing in San Dimas went live tomorrow. It goes live tomorrow. Yes, it does. Super excited. Technical glitch. We'll have it fixed right now. But our new listing in San Dimas goes live tomorrow. You'll need to get in there this weekend to check it out. And then, of course, we have a new one coming on in Yucaipa as well. That one, oh my gosh, the agents have been contacting me already. So excited for that one to launch. But that one's available Saturday and Sunday for showings only. And we have a few others that are just coming on market. You can find all the details on our website at lauriealvarez.net. And of course, on Instagram, all of our properties are listed there as well. Interest rates are phenomenal. And I'm going to give you this one last tip for you, real estate tip. If you're buying virtually, you need to be sure that you're getting all of the information, right? Because there are a lot of people out there that are buying virtually due to the pandemic. They're not comfortable with going out, or as we said, there are a lot of people who are traveling from far away because they're buying out of state and so forth, which I'm so excited. I'm going to have one of my lender partners on our podcast, Real Estate with Soul. If you haven't downloaded that, he's going to be a guest on our podcast because he made quite a few purchases out of state as investment properties last year. So we're going to have a conversation about how to do that. So be sure to download, if you haven't, our podcast, Real Estate with Soul, the podcast, Lori Alvarez, of course, right? But to get back to that, buying sight unseen, you want to make sure that you have a great inspector walk through the property for you, give you all the details, the negatives, whether you're buying and you physically go to the property, or you're going and you're like, sight unseen, I'm not going to get to see it until I arrive. I just had a client who did that. Like, that's a little like, oh, scary. And you can do it, right? You just have to trust the team that you're working with, that they're giving all the great information that you need, right? And then really review those seller disclosures, be aware of them and all the details of the property, right? If you have any inclination that maybe something needs to be checked, just check it and have a licensed professional in that area who specializes in that specific area, say a roof, right? Have a roofer check it. Don't rely on us realtors to tell you, oh, the roof's great. We're not roofers. Call the roofer, have the roofer go out and check it. You want to be clear. It's worth the $200, $300, $400, $500 inspection fee, whatever that fee be, as opposed to a $500,000, $600,000, $300,000 mistake, right? Just makes good sense. I again am Lori Alvarez, and we love helping families make that move. Please comment down below if you'd like to hear from another agent in another great city out of state. Of course, let me know. I have an amazing amount of agents that I work with and refer to, and I love having them on because I want to hear what their market is really doing, as opposed to what the crazy news tells us that is so, no, that's not what's really happening. All right, thanks. I'm Lori Alvarez. You can get me at 909-227-4196. And of course, check us out at lauriealvarez.net.